The Washington Commanders get humbled by the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday night prime time, 26-18. Who is to blame? Come on, let's talk about it next. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Scott again, and our beloved Washington Commanders dropped to an overall record of 7-4. Second straight loss, this time at the hands of the Philadelphia Eagles. We are now 0-2 versus teams from Pennsylvania. Lord have mercy. But who's to blame for the night? Like I said, this was a winnable game, and we gave it away in the second half. But who is to blame? So we're going to start with the team stats, individual stats, and then we're going to take a look at who is to blame for this loss. And we're going to look forward to the rest of the schedule. And can we still reach 10 wins? I think so, but this loss definitely gives us an indicator of what to expect going forward. So let's get into it, everybody. The Washington Commanders, again, lose 26-18 on prime time. And with the earlier win on Monday Night Football versus the Cincinnati Bengals, I feel like kind of the narrative, the curse of losing on prime time was eradicated, right? I mean, we're definitely a better team on prime time, and in the first half, we actually played really good defense. The first half, we really played well against Philadelphia, but that second half ended up being a killer. So let's get into it, everybody's. And we're going to get into the stats real quick. All right, there we go. So, all right, let's get into it, everybody. So, looking at team stats real quick for the Commanders versus the Eagles. The Eagles total yards, 436 to the Commanders, 264. Now, the passing yards were kind of close. I believe that both teams' secondaries did play well at times, even though the big thing with the Commanders, and we're going to talk about it in a little bit, is missing tackles. It killed us time and time again tonight. So, passing-wise, they did outpass us 208 to 171 yards. But again, kind of close to each other because I feel like both teams did play each other's pass game really well. Now, looking at the rushing yards, totally different story. We gave up 228 rushing yards compared to 93, and they had 23 first downs compared to our 18. So, again, Saquon Barkley, hate him or love him. I know right now they are hurting in New York because they let this guy walk for nothing, and he is the rushing leader for the NFL over Derrick Henry of the Baltimore Ravens. So, looking at the top performance for both teams, Jaden Daniels, one pick. He was 13 for 21 for 146 yards. Not all on him. I believe a lot of it had to do with play calling. I think that tonight was not the best night from Cliff Kingsbury. This is probably the second game in a row where he looked very stagnant. But again, we're going to get into him in a little bit. But this is probably the second game in a row also where Jaden Daniels looks like a rookie. Not his best showing. I feel like at times he could have improvised and he didn't. And he just kind of, could have saw a lot more audibles at the line. He kind of just rolled with the play, even though a lot of plays, it was blatant that they were rushing. And it was abysmal, man. It's not all on Jaden. Again, looks like definitely a finalist for Offensive Rookie of the Year. But again, we knew he was going to have his growing pains. And this is the second game in a row. First game against Steelers, now against the Eagles, where he clearly looked like a rookie. He's going to be all right. But like I said, he's going to have his growing pains, but not his best showing tonight. Jalen Hurts, kind of similar, 18 for 28, 218 yards. So overall, they kind of put the handcuffs on both quarterbacks. Both defenses really kept Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels in handcuffed them, man. Really kept them on the lock. All right, looking at rushing. Now, Brian Robinson Jr., 16 carries, 63 yards, 1 touchdown. Not bad, come back from injury, but Saquon Barkley was definitely the guy rushing the ball. 26 carries, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The run defense has to step it up, man. I mean, we have got to get our money's worth from Deron Payne. We're going to take a look at his stats, but overall, our inability to stop the run killed us. It killed us tonight. The secondary did well in the first half. The second half, not that they didn't do well, but they missed a lot of tackles. All right, so looking at receiving, Austin Eckler led all receivers for the Commanders with 6 receptions, 81 yards, and A.J. Brown, 5 receptions, 65 yards for the Pigeons, a.k.a. the Eagles. All right, so like I said tonight, who is to blame? And we're going to take a look at individual stats real quick, and then we're going to look at who to blame, and then we're going to look at the schedule going forward. So who do we blame for this game? Because, I mean, looking at the Commanders' stats, again, rushing the ball, Jaden Daniels only averaged 2.6 yards per carry, 7 carries, 18 yards. So they really kept him on lock. Same thing in our defense with Jalen Hurts, man. The Eagles really put the handcuffs on Jalen Daniels, man. Or Jaden Daniels. I'm going back and forth, guys. My bad. Jaden. But looking at receiving, Eckler. And I don't know why they gave us the wrong stats, man. The athletic, I do love the athletic, but at times, Lord have mercy. All right, so receiving yards. Also, Eckler did have 8 receptions for 89 yards. So, and Zach Ertz had a really nice 2-yard conversion. Definitely got that one lone touchdown, or the one lone receiving touchdown for the Commanders, where he had 6 receptions for 47 yards against his former team. But that was about it. The Eagles did a good job putting the clamps on Scary Terry. Tonight, only 1 reception for 10 yards. So they knew who the best receiver was, and they shut him down. And it took a couple of rookie cornerbacks to do so. It wasn't even Darius Slay Jr. that did it. It was Cooper DeJean that put the clamps on him, man. So, like I said, not the best showing. You definitely have to find ways to get the ball to your best players, and they didn't do that tonight. I feel like the schemes, the play calling, it could have been a lot better. All right, so looking at this defense, obviously 1 fumble from Austin Eckler. Looking at the defense, Jeremy Chin is a guy who's definitely keeping long term. 9 tackles. Overall, played really well. Frankie Louvu showed a lot of pressure, 2 sacks, so definitely give him his flowers, man. 6 tackles for 2 sacks. So Louvu, these 2 guys we got from the Carolina Panthers have shown that they're playing at a high level. All right, St. Juice, 6 tackles, but had his moments. But overall, the secondary, we need more Sean Lattimore here. I feel like Mike Sandstro plays good football. I definitely like what I see from him. St. Juice is just so up and down and inconsistent. You don't know what to expect. Bobby Wagner tonight, kind of his age kind of showed a little bit. He was not his usual, hair on fire self, man. So overall, the defense, we needed more. We needed more. And I'm gonna get on a few people. I'm not gonna get on Holmes at defensive tackle because he's but I'm gonna get on Deron Payne. 2 tackles, 2 tackles. What are we paying for, man? What are we paying for if if we can't get more than 2 tackles out of you? I mean, what are we doing? And that's my biggest thing is that, look, I feel like overall this team is heading in the right direction. I feel like overall the moves made by Adam Peters have been immaculate, but we have some hard decisions to make going forward, man. Deron Payne even Jonathan Allen, even though he's out for the year, both of them have not played up to snuff this season. And the price tag doesn't equal the production. I think it's time to move on from both of them and get some draft picks. That's just my humble opinion, man. But I definitely need something more from Deron Payne. I mean, the Saquon Barkley balled out on this line. And you could argue, yes, a lot of those yards were him bounced to the outside, not so much inside, but still, man, we need more from the interior defensive line, and the defensive line, period. Like I said, the linebacker core, Louvu looked good. What Bobby Wagner, not his best showing, and the secondary, St. Juice is not at number 1 cornerback. And thank the Lord Almighty that we have Marshawn Lattimore coming back from injury. So good times are ahead, but who's to blame? And I'm gonna say 2 factors. I felt like the defense, man, played well. I think the defense kept us in the game in the first half. The second half was that defining factor, but missed tackles. And there was that one play where they dumped it down to Saquon Barkley, and he ran it for 40 yards. That was a missed tackle by what's his name, man? I can't even think of his name right now, but a missed tackle. Butler, Percy Butler missed a tackle, and I mean, the missed tackles time and time again tonight would kill this team. Because if you look at the tail of the tape, in the first half, at halftime, we were up 7-3. Even in the third quarter, both teams scored 3 points. It was the fourth quarter that killed this team. 20 points in the fourth quarter on prime time. We did not finish this game. We kept them in the game. And you can argue too, why not kick that field goal? Like, the go forward on 4th down, that killed any momentum we had. And that was it. We had chances, yeah, but I think we all can argue that after that failed 4th yard attempt, that was it. You take those points, man. We could have been up 13-12, and who knows, things could have changed. We could have been in a better position to maybe win this game, but to not take the field goal and to try to go I don't get that play. I mean, I get it, man. There's times this season under Dan Quinn, this team has been aggressive, and I like it. But there's a time to be aggressive, and there's a time to be conventional, man. And I feel like that was the wrong call. You take those 3 points any day of the week, and so that was just a blunder amongst many blunders, man. Outside of missed tackles on the defense, on the D side, the defense. Lord have mercy, guys, it's late tonight. My bad. Again, the secondary did well at times, but the missed tackles. But I think a lot of this loss goes to play calling. The offensive play calling, not only this game, but going back to the Pittsburgh Steelers game, it's become stagnant under Cliff Kingsbury. Starting out the season, man, he played, he definitely played to Jaden Daniels' strengths, and they really look good. The offense looked really fluid, but we know what we need to work on. The Steelers and the Eagles losses both kind of showcase what we need on this team, which is number one, we need to stop being so stagnant and so predictable. He was predictable tonight. He looked like the Arizona Kingsbury. I mean, the play calling was stagnant. It was predictable, and it was just it just hard to watch, man, because they knew what to expect. They knew what to expect, and they hit us every single time. They put pressure on Jaden Daniels. Man, their names are so similar. Lord have mercy. But they knew what we were running before we did. That's what it looked like. I mean, there was times where I felt like that Jaden Daniels should have audible at the line. There was times where, like the one time where they did a quarterback run, he had three Eagles guys looking at him. He still attempts to run. It's like, what are we doing? Like, you have to try to improvise. And that's what I'm saying. Jane Daniels is the answer long term at quarterback for the Washington Commanders. Not taking that away. He is our franchise quarterback, and he's going to be good for the next 10 years plus. But he looked like a rookie tonight. And I definitely feel like this was a winnable game. That fourth quarter killed this team, and the missed tackles, the miscues on defense, and the stagnant and kind of very predictable play calling by Kingsbury killed us. It killed us. Kingsbury's got to step it up. He's got to get back to really utilizing the best traits of Jaden Daniels, man. And you didn't see that tonight. Yes, he's a guy who can throw it from the pocket, but you got to get him, he can throw for the run. You got to really keep defenses off balance and really be creative. And going forward on fourth down when you don't need to is not what I mean by creativity. I mean, we need to really work on that, because that would, to me, you take those points. You take those points any day of the week. Because even then, you had 3 points to 18 and 21, and we're still within reach, in my opinion. So to me, this loss is on play calling. It is totally on play calling. Yeah, the defense played well, but in the fourth quarter, we totally deteriorated, and that was it. Once we lost that momentum going forward on fourth down, that was all she wrote. So again, guys, the Washington Commanders get humbled by the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday Night Football, prime time, 26-18. Very winnable game, but where do we go from here? Let's take a look at the schedule real quick, because where do we go from here, everybody? So I'm going to go ahead and do the split screen with the schedule real quick. So let's take a look at it, guys. Where do we go from here? Where do the Commanders go from here? All right, so next Sunday, we have, or November 24th, that is, we have the Dallas Cowboys at home. So is that a winnable game? Yes. They have Cooper Rush as a quarterback. But again, if you don't protect the quarterback, don't protect the ball, if you're too stagnant offensively and defensively as far as play calling, I mean, it's a division game. They're going to play us hard. So, and even though I think it's a winnable game, any given Sunday in this league, any given Sunday. So I'm gonna put that down as a win. But the question is, real quick, before we call it a night, guys, is how can we get to 10 wins? Right now we are 7-4. Can we get to 10 games or over 10 games or 10 wins? That is. All right. So Dallas Cowboys to me is a winnable game. I think that's a win at home. So I'm gonna say that's win number 8. Tennessee Titans, again, any given Sunday. These last 2 losses kind of tell you that we have things we need to fix. So is the Titans a very winnable game? Absolutely. But any given Sunday, but I'm going to put it down as our 9th win. Week 14, we have a bye. Then in week 15, we go to New Orleans, and the New Orleans Saints started out 2-0, lost 7 games, and then this previous week won a game. So you don't really know what to expect from the New Orleans Saints, but I think it's a winnable game. So I'm going to say that's 10 wins right there, because we go on Sunday, on week 16, Sunday, we have Philadelphia, and right now I'm going to say that's a loss. They look better than us right now, and it is what it is. They they have a heck of a team. Even though, are they necessarily better than us overall? No, I'm not going to say that. Even though their secondary is a lot better than ours, just be real. They have a better defense. Our secondary is not there yet. Yes, we have Marshawn Lattimore, but one guy is not. We still need probably another cornerback hitting into the next year's draft, man. In my opinion, we need work on the defense, especially in the secondary. So Philadelphia, I'm gonna say that's a loss right now. Atlanta Falcons, week 17. To me, that's up in the air, 50-50. You could put that down as probably our 6th loss. So, and then at Dallas, week 18. Even if we rest our starters, Cooper Rush, I think that's a winnable game. I think we definitely sweep the Cowboys this year, because they are a walking dumpster fire. But I say we end the season at 11-6. So you guys definitely get in the comment section and let me know, because I think we are definitely 11-6 team. Making headway in the playoffs, I think, is next year. I think we can get to the wild card round, but we're going to end at the wild card round because we need chemistry. We need that experience, and we don't have that yet. I think you're going to see a much improved team next year. And look, even if we get to 11 wins, how many wins did we get last year? That's progress. This team is headed in the right direction. Hard loss. Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, hard losses, man. But keep the faith, because we have an owner who's going to build this team, who's going to bring the fans back. We have a general manager who's going to build this team. We got a coaching staff who's going to coach this team up. We're headed in the right direction. We have a franchise quarterback who's a dog, who's ready to be a force in his league for the next 10 years. He's a rookie. Don't forget, he is a rookie. Even though to me, he's definitely the front runner for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but he's a rookie. And look, he ain't Caleb Williams, because he looking pretty bad right now. So, like I'm saying, guys, we are headed in the right direction. Looking forward, we definitely, there's a couple games on the schedule, Philadelphia and Atlanta, that could be losses, man. But I think overall, Dallas twice, Tennessee Titans, and the New Orleans Saints, I think we definitely could get 4 more wins and be a playoff team, because the Giants and the Cowboys are cooked like the Thanksgiving turkey. So they're done, baby. So, all right, everybody, get in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Who is to blame for tonight's game? All right, everybody, we will see you this week coming up. Next week coming up, because it's Thursday, right? It's been a long week, guys. So, like I said, next week, definitely tune in to Washington Football Maniacs, man, because we got some good content coming your way, including a guest on next week. So definitely rock with your boys, man, because we're definitely going to put some good content out for you guys. But again, guys, before we roll, keep the faith. Keep the faith. We're heading in the right direction. We're definitely a playoff team, but we're not a championship team yet. But the Eagles kind of showed us that. They humbled us, because all roads, I always believe that all roads went through Philly as far as the NFC East crown. And I think that we still have work. Yes, we are this close to being that team that we all envisioned the last 20 years, man. But we're heading in the right direction. Next year is going to be our formal, really a playoff push, man. But this year, we'll make the playoffs, but we're not quite there for that Super Bowl trophy. We're almost there, but we're not quite there. All right, everybody. I will see you guys. Let's see. Looking at the schedule. Matter of fact, we're going to start putting our schedule out on YouTube and on X, so you guys know what to expect as far as our content. But you'll definitely see me and my co-host, Greg Sykes, man. Definitely excited for the rest of the schedule, man, because look, keep the faith. We're heading in the right direction. All right, everybody. Hail to the Commanders, and peace. Everybody have a blessed night and blessed weekend. Bye.